Hey, Stay. How's it going?
Hi, good. Enjoying another evening in London for hardcover number 10.
Yeah, it's morning here in Salt Lake, but I feel like I have a full calendar of things to do today. But um, I've been doing this thing where like on the weekends I'll like plan out what I want to do for the entire week, and sometimes I feel like I plan too many things during the week, but I feel like then the following week I can narrow it down and focus more on if I need more of a break the following week. But it's
Okay,
been
is it like chores or like other stuff?
Kind of kind of everything. It could be like scheduling date nights with my wife. It could be uh, recipes we want to make this week. It could be game nights with friends. Just like doing that step to like really plan those things that I want to do, as well as the things I have to do.
Yeah, well, that sounds familiar. I'm not as planned, but uh, I wouldn't mind being like on that like edge of the like planning spectrum. But yeah, it's more spontaneous on my end, I guess. That's good.
How?
Yeah, it's been really like getting hot over here.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, I've been enjoying some long, nice walks, and yeah, it's been good.
What's like the common things to do in London when it starts to warm up?
Well, just sit in the park and I don't know, just like be like lizards, like out in the sun. That's what always happens. Like mid-April, everybody's out in the park at lunch, like having like takeaways. So that's good. I mean, it's really like sun appreciation. It's a really sun appreciating culture, I guess, uh, which is good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Salt Lake?
Um, I think like we have the season kind of between when it's really snowy and when it's like warm called mud season, where you can start going hiking, but the trails are basically just muddy because there's a lot of snow melt. And so right now we're like just at the beginning of mud season, and I see the mountains. I'd like to go hiking, but I know if I do, my boots are just going to be like wading in mud. So
Okay.
give it in another month. It should dry out a little bit more, and then I'll be outside a lot more.
Oh
But
gosh.
there's also the Capitol building here has like 150 cherry blossoms around it, and so we are very actively waiting for those to bloom for having a little picnic under them.
Oh, okay, that's pretty late. Yeah, mud season sounds like really extreme. And cherries are over here. Actually, yeah, there's the decorative kind which are blossoming right now. We have a church nearby, and they have some beautiful cherries in their backyard, I guess, which is like a park. Um, but yeah, the first ones I think they blossomed. The ones that blossom in Japan, I think it was like about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, depends on the weather, I guess, how cold it is. And we're gonna get a
Yeah,
cherry
we've had a really
blossom for
cold one.
next time. Yeah,
Nice.
cool,
Yeah.
great. Well, what should we
Well,
be talking about on the hardcover fronts today? Have any ideas?
uh, I had a kind of two ideas I was thinking it would be fun to talk about. Uh, one of them is like a discussion we've kind of been having both on Discord and in person some is around like how do we like focus hardcover to support influencers in a way,
That's a good
and
one.
what the like just like chatting about that, brainstorming that.
Hmm.
And the other one was uh, around like book editing stuff, but I feel like I'm like 80% there on the book editing stuff. I feel like next week will be a maybe a better time for that.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, book influencers are like a huge topic, and they're kind of vital to us and how we grow. So yeah, that's a good topic. And then maybe I can show some previews from the designs we've been working on. I know a lot of people have been waiting for visual updates. We're trying to bulk some together, I guess. That's why it's been going, you know, uh, you haven't seen like stuff live, but yeah, we can show a few of the things we've been working on in the background for the book page, maybe, and for the search. We're doing lots of things that once they're designed, we're gonna hopefully get them live so that yeah, everyone can see them pretty fast.
Yeah, and that book page will be a good one to like really start bringing in some of the concepts of like influencers and how we incorporate them into the platform too. So
Yeah,
yeah, for like a couple months ago when we were starting to do, I think it was like the social side, we started talking to some influencers, mostly just bloggers, and I think that led to like one of the first things we did, which is like having a canonical URL for every review. So that way, if you reviewed a book on your blog or somewhere else, you can repost your influencers can repost their review on hardcover, and then we'll link to the original, as well as use the canonical tag in the head, which is good for SEO purposes. But that was kind of a good baseline, so we're not duplicating review content. But that's not like I don't feel like that's a big like selling point unless you're a blogger who's hoping to just like get a little bit more SEO um, oomph from that link. Uh, so I'm wondering like what can we do to better leverage like TikTok, Book Talk, um, Bookstagram, or like Booktube, like those people who are creating amazing content and books on those more interactive media friendly platforms, and how we incorporate that into hardcover. And I know like our first guess at this is like having a media URL with a review where people on hardcover can link to that, which and then we show that in the book page, which is something I saw in your mockups, which is really cool. Um, yeah, wanna maybe we could start there and then kind of
yeah.
use that as a jumping off point.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, canonical URLs are great, and there's like a clear like selling point for bloggers who would want to duplicate their review because that means that we're telling Google, okay, this is like where the content was posted from, and the original source is their blog. So yeah, that's uh, that's pretty good, but nowadays I think especially young folks uh, use book talk and book twitter and booktube, I mean youtube with reviews, tiktok with reviews, instagram with reviews, much more than they use blogs. So accommodating for that kind of content, yeah, would be like really cool. And the media url would be easy to embed, right? Technical advice
Yeah,
needed for this. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, we can get like the cover URL, like a static image of like a TikTok or a static image of like the YouTube video, and we could show that, and then if they click it, we could make it interactive and start playing it on our site.
nice. Yeah, that kind of plays. I mean, people who are like doing reviews or who are readers who are, yeah, talking about their reading. I guess what they lack is a platform where you can see all those. So you can only see book talk videos if you're on TikTok. You can only see Bookstagram videos if you're on Bookstagram. You can only see stuff from YouTube when you're on YouTube. So that would be a plus because having a network where you can see all of these is something that, uh, as a reader, you could be inclined to go to, because you have all the content there without having to make an account on TikTok or make an account on, yeah, all the other networks. And maybe you have someone that you follow that posts really good content on Instagram, then you have someone on TikTok, then you have someone on YouTube, and it's hard to keep up. And this switching between these and not a dedicated book app uh, might be, I mean, is that could definitely be a plus. So integrating media URLs from this point of view, and having those in the feed, I guess, or accessible on the book page, would be really good for like
Yeah.
surfacing these things. Yeah,
It it uh it also makes me wonder about like, so one route is that hardcover readers can add like a media URL to their reviews. And in that path, every every video we show from all these other platforms associates with a hardcover reader, or like a hardcover user.
yeah.
But one of the other options is like if we hit those APIs and then show top TikTok videos or top Bookstagram videos, top YouTube videos that are from people who don't have a hardcover account.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be
And
cool. Yeah,
what even that would look like and what that would even solve, because it feels like for me, I'm thinking about like how I would use something like this if I were like I was deciding on a book to read. I was maybe reading some reviews about the book, and then I wanted to see like the top reviews about it, the top media about it from some way. And if there were a way to pull those in and then have like them liked on our platform, where like I don't know, I'm trying to think of like not duplicating like the audience, because like if if someone posts a video on TikTok that gets a million views,
yeah.
does that mean it's a better review than another review that only has 1,000 views?
No,
Not
not,
necessarily.
yeah,
Like the other one might be better for someone who's you know it might be less entertaining, it might be less viral, but it might be more like to the point on what a person looking for a review wants. So I don't feel like we can use external popularity as a metric for ranking what we show on hardcover. It would
yeah.
have to be like internal feedback, like what people on hardcover most resonate with is what should be at the top.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, if it's on BookTok, it's on the TikTok algorithm, and the TikTok algorithm, we know that. Yeah, if it's got those bells and whistles that make it entertaining, they push it. But there's like so many other reviews out there. So yeah, that sounds great. I mean, having those ranked by our ranking system would be really neat. um, and I'm also thinking about like the, let's say, metadata of the review, because when I was trying to find people to follow on BookTok, uh, the problem was that I had no like indication, unless I watched like some of the videos, whether they were reviewing sci-fi books or nonfiction or whatever else. So that was a bit, daunting. If you would have like a hardcover profile associated where you could like state your uh, genres, and you would like have your tags associated, you would have like your audience like tailored on that thing, like that niche that you read, because everybody has like a niche. Uh, I think that would also be great. I mean, the fact that these networks were not purpose built for books, but they are really good for like surfacing authors and books and reviews and readers. That's really good. I'm wondering how we can like come in and add a layer to that that makes it way better, because TikTok is not gonna add like reading specific controls to their, or like the reading specific layer to their account. You won't be able to like have your favorite books, the genres you usually read, the stats associated with your reading over there. That's clear. Won't have this on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. You won't have this anywhere.
Yeah.
uh, but you have the content, and the content is important because some people, are celebrities because they're reviewing books, and rightfully so. I mean, that's really good. But there's also that question. So, if someone has a million followers on TikTok, why would they come to a platform where they would, we tell them, okay, you can post your content on TikTok there? They could just say, you know, okay, I have a million TikTok views. I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't need more audience from that part. But I guess, I mean, to me, one advantage would be that layer that we add. So on TikTok, you have the videos, but if you had a profile where you could show like your favorite books, if you could show like your content organized in a way that's more intuitive to someone who wants to read, let's say, young adult reviews.
Mhm.
But we could do that, so it would be like
Yeah.
way more specific to readers. I
Uh,
mean,
yeah. Yeah, I think like when someone has a hardcover account and they're an influencer, there's so many things we can do with like the combined data between those two, between like match percentage, and like you can really showcase the like preferences of that influencer, like what genres they like you mentioned. It kind of got me thinking as you were saying that, like if we were linking videos that were relevant to what someone was looking for, like you're looking at a review of a book. We only have maybe we only have like a couple of, or maybe we don't have any media URLs for a book, and someone searches for media about a book. We could supplement the lack of content on hardcover with content from those platforms. And then what we could potentially do is like whatever the readers are, whatever the media, like whatever the TikTok videos, the YouTube videos that people are engaging with on hardcover, we can reach out to those influencers and say, "Hey, your content's getting a lot of attention on hardcover. Why don't you create an account?" And because you're already getting views on our platform.
that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, that's like a very good approach, and it's the other way around. So we're not like actively trying to sell it to someone who already has like an audience, which, but we're telling them there's some people over here that, there's like a community who's like looking at your stuff from hardcover. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm wondering, I mean, that would mean that we take the TikTok data and show it. Would it be in our explore feed, or would it be tied to a book? I'm guessing it would be tied to a book. So if a book has a review on TikTok, we could show it uh, on the book page in the discussions panel, or as a
Yeah,
review, I guess.
yeah. Leiji in the chat asked about like, won't that be tricky with copyrights? And I think as long as we don't claim to own it and we embed it using like the official like YouTube API, the official TikTok API, then it'll be kind of when like the New York Times embeds a video on their site. It's free use as long as it's a public video, and as long as you don't claim ownership of it. I think the hard part would be like giving that influencer some reason to come over after we've done that, like you know like whether that's giving them insights into who their audience is, or things that we could do that TikTok couldn't provide. Like TikTok can provide data on like the gender or the age of the people watching their videos, but we could provide things like the taste of the audience. the
Mhm.
type of books, the exact books they're reading, the overlap with their own books. So yeah, there's I feel like those selling points that an influencer could get could be really neat.
Yeah, that definitely is. I mean, the quantitative data, I mean, it's good, but I mean, I wouldn't want to like know like the actual numbers that are associated with maybe my reading, but not my network. Like the demographics that maybe could be useful for authors who are trying to like look into, you know, insights into who their readers are. But even for them, yeah,
Mm,
the qualitative data, like what books do they actually read, what like tags, moods, what content wordings do they look out for, uh
yeah,
that could be like really insightful, and it's way more fun. I mean, it's like I think we touched upon this in other parts of the, you know, our exploration to like reading in general. That data, what people say, is more important than, you know, the like count or the impressions or like the views. Uh, a good review can have like 10 views and it can be like the best thing ever. How do we like surface that? I mean, how does our algorithm like not go for popularity but for like uh quality? Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be interesting. Yeah, they
yeah,
just asking, maybe asking before using it from influencers. Could be like asking them if we can use their video. I mean, I think in the TikTok or like in any social network terms and conditions, that would be shareable, and they encourage shareability. But definitely it would be like interesting. I mean, our goal is to like get those people who have lots of activity, not even like views. Like we all, of course, want the most popular people, but we also want those who like uh, give. We want obscure accounts as well, but ones that really do have like good book reviews uh, on the platform.
yeah,
So yeah, like
yeah.
that touch
I
point is going to be interesting.
yeah, I have a feeling the all the APIs are going to give the most popular videos for a search. Like if you're looking for um,
Mm,
a specific book title reviews, I'm sure it's going to order them by like a combination of like most views, the ones that it thinks are currently the hottest right now and the most
yeah,
relevant. In our case, we would be using the API, so we wouldn't be getting personalized search
yeah.
recommendations like if you or I were to go search YouTube on our personal accounts. So it
Mm,
could be more of an impartial, more of an impartial representation of what the hottest reviews are, which
yeah.
could which could be good or bad. Like I think ideally it would be like it would be similar to searching under your personal account because YouTube knows that like a little more data about you and probably refines those search results accordingly.
Yeah, but still,
But
the API. I mean, it's not up to us first of all. So yeah, it's gonna be like the way their API works, I guess. Uh, but
yeah,
just showing the content, and maybe, I mean, the way it would like merge into our feed would be interesting, because I think the habits of the readers on hardcover are like really different from uh what usually goes on other networks. We have an algorithm for readers and for books, rather than like something that's been adapted to, because it works well. I mean, the TikTok algorithm obviously works well because it's surfacing like mostly good stuff. I mean, I found like really, really good like reviewers through that. But yeah, the way you actually like find those that you're interested in could be like a thing that we could help with or solve.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. I Yeah, it's one of those. It feels like it's one of those chicken and the egg problems, like getting
Yeah.
influencers to come to a site that's not huge yet. Like
Hmm.
it's it feels kind of fun because we're like designing it from scratch. It's like if we were to design something where the best ideas floated to the top,
Yeah.
then that feels like what we're doing. Like it's less focused on well, like TikTok. I feel like there's a part of it that's like entertainment. Like that's a huge part of it. Like if someone's just giving a list of their top 10 books, it's a lot less fun unless they do it in a very like interesting way that keeps you engaged for the entire minute. Our focus isn't going to be on keeping someone entertained for the entire minute. Our focus is on helping you make that choice if you want to read that book or not. So we have a different intention and a different goal for why we're showing the video, and that lets us be like much more creative in how we solve that. But it also brings up a whole new problem, which is like how we get people to that point where they say, I want to read this, or I'm excited to read this book, or I want to buy this book, or I want to check it out.
Hmm.
And yeah, influencers are for sure a part of that, helping people make that decision, because more and more people want just they want to like just immerse themselves in the world of a book. And uh, one of the things that came up when I was doing like SEO research around books is just like all of the additional information about a book that people look for, whether that's like as you mentioned, fan art, or it could be like maps about the like things that happen in the book. It could be like a wiki where you learn more. It could be um, photos of people cosplaying as the characters. It's like there's all this information about a book that exists, and even knowing all that even exists for a book could be a reason to read a book. Like if you know that there's a community around a book, then that might sway you more towards that book than another book that has no community around it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, those are all great. I mean, definitely having those. I mean, if you see them on the book page, anything related to that, including like, I mean, books are written words. So mm, having the ability to show that extra content, that's visual, that's video, alongside like being able to comment on it, in a way that uh, is relevant, I guess, and engaging in discussions with people. I guess that would be like really interesting, and you can get that on TikTok or on Instagram. I mean, they have comments, but I mean, who watches TikTok comments? I'm guessing it's just a way for the creators to respond to their like audience instead of like really engaging in discussions or in like, yeah, chat about the book. Whereas I don't know, if you would like post some a cosplay image from like a favorite uh yeah book or comic you've read, that'd be like a really nice like starting point for people to start a discussion, or like, yeah, a, a trope. Yeah, a trope. The people like how do they relate to that trope? I mean, you can ask that on TikTok, you can do that on Instagram, but it's another type of. I mean, I feel it's unidirectional. So the creator talks to the people who are watching that rather than readers on the same level. Um, I really like Letterbox from that point of view. I mean, I think they're close to that kind of interaction, and the reviews, because they have a style to them and you can reply to them. I feel like, it's a game of finding out that info in a fun way, so you don't have to be entertaining like on TikTok, or like move around or show like really flashy stuff, or like book covers or all the algorithms that go into that. But you find ways to be smart, funny, and really like get the essence of a movie or a series, and show it to others, and you get like rewarded for that, if because yeah, it's fun to
Yeah,
come up with something smart and other people to like it, or like come up with other smart stuff based on your smart stuff. So yeah, Letterbox really has
yeah,
that going. Yeah, there's even that
yeah.
account. Yeah, with
On
funny Letterbox reviews.
oh yeah, there's an account
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. There's like what is it? It's like a meme account, like funny letter. No, it's not that. I'll send it to you on Instagram. I'm following it. It's like
Nice.
yeah, yeah. So like the craziest letterbox reviews. They got a style to them, and they gotten people to like really get get on the say on this boat. Like, let's comment movies in a real smart way. So if we can do
Nice.
that with books, it would be like books, tropes, characters. Would be really fun.
Want to spend a few minutes looking at like the desktop view of the book page where there's like
Yes.
the uh, embedded parts.
Yep.
We can
I
talk about
can.
some options for that.
Oh, okay. You're showing the screen. No, I'm showing the screen. Let me show
Yeah,
the
if you
screen.
cool.
Yeah. Here we go. So here we are in our big design file. Hey. So this is the book page we're working on, and it's this one you wanted to talk about, right? And
Yeah,
the embeds. Now, I was thinking for these, what TikTok doesn't have is okay. They have the video embeds, the videos, but I'm guessing it could be nice to also like feature those optionally with a written review. Uh, I don't know. How did that idea seem at first?
yeah. It's I feel like in a desktop view, something like this makes sense, and then
Mm-hmm.
in a mobile view, it'd almost be more like let's just swipe up to swipe between the different videos.
Mm-hmm. It could be that
But
this
yeah,
text also be like minimized so that you only see the video, and if you want to see the written review, which maybe like contains a different like take, uh, you could expand that on mobile. I mean, I'll do the mobile designs because we don't have mobile designs for. Do we? Oh yeah. Oh no, we don't have the embeds. Uh, I'll do those. I put on them on desktop because I think this is where the embeds are the trickiest because they're on a mobile format, and yeah, as you can see, I was trying to like integrate it in something that's not like excessively tall, which is not like this. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's definitely a tricky part. It could take over the entire screen, and at
Mhm.
least there will be like a maximize button on the videos, so they can people can maximize them on their monitors if they want.
Yeah, of course. TikTok for desktop also has like something similar. They show like a blurred version of something. I think the environment of the video in the background. So yeah, we could do that. Uh, and
It
this is how it would uh, doing some uh, yeah. This is how it would match with reviews that are all written. And these reviews also feature the review title, which would be like a summary. So for a review, you could actually like do only the title if you want like a short review, or you could like have the long one. I'm thinking this could be, I mean, I've thought about it since it was like first like introduced in the designs, but I've kind of like grown, let's say, interested in the possibilities. It's yeah, it can have the
Yeah, and
title.
I like that they're optional. Like people could add a title if they want or just skip it.
Yeah, I mean, for reviews, it could be like, I'm hoping maybe we don't even like call it title. Maybe call it something like this. Uh, what would it be? It would be not a snapshot, but like not a soundbite. Uh, well,
Mm.
yeah, just the field. It can be the title. You can just leave it as the title. But I want to encourage. I mean, I think it would be great for people to review books using this title, like a really quick review, a snapshot of the book, like they do on Letterboxd, and like uh, summarize the whole essence of the book uh,
And
in a
yeah,
smart way using the title, and then they can write, okay, I like this, I didn't like this, I like the mood, I like the pace, the tropes, the characters, and yeah, expand on that.
it makes it a lot easier to scan reviews for the review you want to read the rest of as well,
Yeah,
which is a big part of it.
yeah, great point. Yeah, I haven't even thought about that, but yeah, that's also good.
And I like this like at the bottom right, the like these little badges, which I think those are the idea there is that this reader or this reviewer, the person who reviewed this, has read 234 fantasy books and 856. Um, I think that would be
Horror.
like a sci-fi, but like
No,
horror,
it's
horror.
horror.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
an X.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. And yeah, it would show up if you hovered over what genre it is, but that way
Yeah,
you
this
can
would
know
be.
like okay, this reader's prolific in the areas that this book is about, and those would show up based on the genres of the current book that you're reviewing. So it wouldn't show like your number of romance books if you're on a horror book.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be very smart. And I think this badge system is like simple enough to work. It also gives you like other areas. So yeah, it's would be like really good to yeah have that proof of like investment in like a genre.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
If
like
you
what. Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that I'm wondering what other types of reviews or like yeah media associated, non-media associated things we can put here. I'm also thinking, this layout could work for pictures as well, so maybe if you want to like post a picture of the cover, or like I don't know, post a picture of yourself with the book, you could do that, and also add like some text, but it would be like the same format as the video. So it would just show this background, and here you'd either have a picture or like something else.
Yeah. Mm, yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Like it feels like duplicating Instagram in a way, but
True. Yeah.
I do wonder what we can do to like to do more. Like what can we do beyond just like a review to like yeah, showcase something. Um
Well, I'm guessing these would be like the starting point for another thing that we could be exploring, and we've chatted about it. So each review is technically something you post. So it's a type of post. You can, yeah, associate the media, some media with it, or some media and text. But essentially, if other readers would be able to comment on it, it would yeah be another kind of post. So I'm guessing the next step would be actually allowing comments on.
yeah. Yeah, good point. That I think that makes that makes a lot of sense. Like being able to comment on both reviews and activities on the activity feed seemed like
Yeah,
a next step.
that would
Yeah.
essentially be, last time we talked about discussions. I think I was actually like looking at that. Oh no, it's not here. Where is it? This is our old file, so people don't judge. It's not a mess, but it's too organized for its own sake, let's say. So you can see, in the steps of creating a startup, you often reach points where, yeah, you just can't find where you put something in the design file, like I'm doing now. Where the hell was that? Oh my god. Well, just bear with me. See, this is why I put everything on uh, one big page. Was it
Yeah,
with
it's
book
been a lot.
tracking? No.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been yeah.
Which oh, you're talking about the new like book review form?
No, the actual like discussions, which are
Yeah, yeah.
here we go. Remember this?
Experiments. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what we were thinking of with discussion. So you'd be able to tag books and authors and maybe even other users. And it would essentially function a lot like Twitter. So the initial post would be like, let's say, the starting point, and all of the other posts, including the replies, would be tied to that. And uh, just like uh, you'd see on Twitter, every reply that has replies of its own would be like a starting point for like another like thread in the discussion. Um, so uh, I'm guessing comments could follow that structure. We can also like disable at first like replies to comments, so you'd only be able to comment on the initial uh, post or like initial review.
Yeah.
What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, it's like how we like at least for how we have it now, like these reviews and the activities, they're like existing entities in our database, and making a system where we could comment on either of them would be pretty easy, where basically we just have like this idea of like um something is commentable, like uh this entity a review and this entity an activity, we can use the same like discussion system for how we reply to it. And so like the functionality of what it means to reply to both of those would be the same. And this is one way of doing it, where like we we have different types of things. We don't just have like one type of post and every post has like sub posts, but we have like different things across the site. Like maybe we have a list and people can comment on the list. We have a prompt and people can comment on a prompt. And I think from a technical perspective, that would be even easier than trying to create like a unified like post kind of entity that is the same across everywhere. Because then we would have to make sure an activity is a post, review is a post, a prompt is a post. And instead, we kind of turn it on its head and say, like, it doesn't matter what it is, but we can comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay. Would
but it
that
also,
mean that,
but yeah, it
yeah?
all. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask if we'd actually like have the ability to unify that further along. So I'm guessing like the natural activity for like people, I mean, in general, readers like don't I mean, they're more interested in what they would naturally do, and I think a natural like thing on networks is to post. And that post, I think, would eventually need to be like a thing that you can create on the go, so you're just thinking about something, and let's say you want to ask questions about a certain book, let's say get recommendations, you could like write a post where you would tag that book, and you would get replies with other tagged books to that. Or let's say you'd want to make a poll, which is basically a prompt, and ask what are the best sci-fi books you've read in March, and the replies would basically be what today is a prompt. So I'm guessing there's like a like really easy way to do that in design so that it matches like natural like tendencies of readers on the network. Uh, I just don't want to bury them. So commenting on them would be like a first thing, but I'm guessing like having those discussions freed up, and at the
Yeah,
same time like searchable, would be like the ideal thing to happen. So you wouldn't go to a prompt for prompt comments or to a review for review comments. They would just be part of the same thing that kind of works. So yeah, but I'm thinking we could like design a smart way to do that, especially like if you said this is gonna be the same functionality. I'm guessing that can happen at some point. Just like thinking about those discussions as something you know can do. I mean, people right now review books, but uh,
yeah,
they they also do like a bunch of other things.
yeah. And there's the option that like if we do go that route where you can comment on a review, you can comment on an activity or a list or a prompt, and then maybe that's like the first step, like being able to just comment on those and figure out how to showcase those. And then at a future date, like if you create a comment, maybe we create a new whole entity called like a post, and a post is like an equivalent of a tweet or a TikTok, a Instagram. It's like the social media thing that says like I just want to post to my feed and post to my followers about something without it relating back to anything unless they decide to relate it back to it. And it feels like that would be an easy transition to like being able to do that at a later date.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, it's definitely like a thing that would come naturally to comment and then to like create that post.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
One of the most common things I remember people hearing, people saying were like, uh, on my feed, I want to be able to ask someone how what they thought of a book, or like
yeah.
uh, why they added a book, or just like have discussions at that moment, like after someone's completed a book, or and you're
Hmm.
like also excited about it. You're like, oh man, I want to talk to you about this. What did you think? And sometimes people are more likely to respond to what did you think about that book than to write a review, because then you're actually like you're talking to another human being about it rather than writing into the void of a review.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, I mean that's how it should feel like. Uh, the reason I guess people would readers would want like discussions, yeah, it's exactly that, like being able to relate on that level. And I don't think like those conversations happen on Reddit, they happen on Book Talk, they happen on Instagram, on Facebook groups, but they don't have like uh, the whole like back end to them, let's say, or the whole network. Like you can't like tag books, you can tag, well, you can tag authors, or nah, you actually can't. Yeah, so it would be like really really good to have that. I mean, naturally it happens, you'd want to do that, just ask for any kind of book advice, from what books to read, what other readers thought about something, and yeah, I can't think like of a way to uh, actually do that on any kind of other network. And it's also important for like forming your reading taste. I think, and I've seen this. I actually saw a tweet today from someone who said, "Are you feeling your reading? You used to read books cover to cover when you were younger, but right now you can't focus on finishing a book uh, anymore." And the poll was like uh, a lot of people saying yes to that. And mm,
Oh, really?
yeah, so I was wondering what's going on. I mean, apart from, you know, maybe I was thinking you already formed some kind of book taste, but and now wouldn't be like your threshold, or your book curiosity might have gone down after you read like a bunch of stuff, or yeah, I don't know, just the distractions of like growing into adulthood and not like moving away from that age where you were like devouring books. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen this with people who are trying to like form their reading taste. I mean, this is what book Twitter is all about, uh, and book talk in a way. You're looking at people and trying to, yeah, uh,
Ooh.
see uh, what they're reading, what they're saying, and
I
I'm
just
guessing, yeah,
I just had an idea as you were saying that. Uh,
yeah,
so one of the things that we recently added was the ability to update your progress in a book. So you can say like, I am now 30% done with the book, that kind of thing. Uh, it got me curious about like if we had another tab in the book page for, or maybe if this is what discussion starts off as, and it's when you're giving that progress update, you can also give some information about like what you think about the book. You're saying like, yeah, I can't believe so and so died. I don't know what's going to happen with someone, but that. And we know like they were 30% of the way done with the book when they wrote that. So one concept of discussions would be like if it had like a timeline and you're at like 30%. So you're able to see all the discussions that happened at 30% or before in the book, and discussions that people posted after that, you're just not going to see unless you know, override a spoiler thing. And that way you get to like safely have a little discussion and see all the comments, all the progress by people who um, are to where you are or earlier.
yeah. I really like that. That's basically what we talked about with async book clubs, but without like actually inventing async book clubs, actually like finding like a natural way of people doing that, which
Yeah,
is great.
and we could even do that without the ability to reply to those at first. And it's just like you're just seeing a lot of activity about the book. And then eventually we could add um, discussions to that as well.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, discussions. Did we talk about this? Uh, at first, we can have them available for supporters so that we can trial it. So that's like a really good way to see how it works. So if we're able to easily implement like something that allows you to comment on a certain initial item, so the originating item, whether that's like a prompt or a review or a progress update, that would be basically like a post on progress update. Uh, if we'd allow comments, I'm guessing we should. I mean, uh,
Yeah.
the I'm thinking this is a good like trial if we can do it technically like easily to see if and how people are engaging in discussions. Like, do they actually reply to that progress update? Do they actually want to find out more? yeah, and even if we don't do that at first, although if we can, I say, yeah, why not go for it? Uh, we can test that to see if it's like something readers are interested in. Um,
Yeah. It
I mean, if it's easy, yeah, why not test it live?
yeah. I think yeah, designing that comment platform to where it'll support a lot of them will be relatively easy. I think the hard part will just be like getting the UI just right. And
Well,
so yeah, getting it to a point where it's like it's clear that you're having a discussion about this specific thing or like where you are in the app, because one of the tricky parts with Twitter for new users is like you're you don't have like context for what you're discussing. You're like you're posting a new tweet, you're issuing a new, it's kind of like creating a new thread on Reddit. It's creating a new video on TikTok. You're starting the conversation and you're inviting everyone else to join you. And the way I think about it on Hardcover might be like we already have all these conversations and you're able to join those really easily. You're able to join the review, join the activity, join the like progress update. And then yeah, the next step is like creating new posts from that. But yeah, I think I think it's just a matter of time before we get there.
yeah, doesn't I mean it sounds pretty straightforward, and yeah, on the design side, I mean that's where uh what's good about it is that we only need to figure out one comment and one like discussion uh that works everywhere. So of course that's like the hard part, but yeah, uh, I'm actually, after we get this done, there's like a lot to get done here. Let's show people the book page. Ah, ha, ha.
I'm so excited
There's
about
lots
this
of
book page.
tabs. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah,
Yeah, like
it's
the
gonna be worth. I also put the content warnings here.
oh yeah.
Uh, and the moods, which would take you to the tags tab where you would see all of them. And yeah, only show supporters here, which is like the filters for reviews. Uh, but yeah, this is gonna be great.
That
And after,
that
yeah,
like that top left one, like the main book page, if you could zoom in on that, like that's like yeah, that one. Like that page, I'm just like loving how this is looking so far. Like using the colors from the covers and yeah, I
yeah, it's gonna be a stunner. Yeah, it's gonna be really nice.
I think
Good to yeah
I think
have this live.
I think I should be ready to start working on this page probably next week.
Okay,
So
well that's good. That's good. I think by next week I'll have all the tabs designed and the desktop version ready as well. So that should be like quite in sync with everything.
and there will be
So
a quite a bit of like pre-work on my end for things like getting the chart by rating. Like that'll need some back end work
oh, this one.
first. Yeah, because
Yeah.
right now, like we probably like the way you do that from a back end perspective. Like there's two ways: either you calculate it every time someone loads the page, or you generate it and cache it as like you
Mhm.
know
Okay.
um, five you know 5 star X number, 4.5 star X number, and you cache that on the book. So we'll probably do that. That way, this page loads like super fast.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Sounds great. Okay. Well, yeah. As usual, we covered a lot of stuff. Let me stop sharing this. Yeah, it's been really productive. Uh, Lots of exciting stuff happening. So that's good.
yeah. And I think the edit stuff that I'll be showing next week will be around being able to upload a new cover for books. Finally,
Yes.
be able to set what editions are on a book, like set what the default edition we use for the cover, set what the default audiobook edition is, because a lot of the times there's like an abridged audio and a full audio, but we want to always
Yeah.
know what the full audiobook is, so that way when we show the duration of the book, we show the full duration, not the abridged duration. And um, then be able to set uh, be able to remove an edition from a book to create another book. Like there have been times when there's like you're reading a I think I was reading Monstrous, the comic book, and there are like 50 issues of the comic, and sometimes multiple editions would be under the same book on hardcover. So we need to like extract that edition and create a new book for like this is like issue number 1 is different than issue number 2.
Okay, so yeah, it's the other way around. Not what we're trying to do with merging books, which has been like our main problem. This
Yeah,
is another problem.
it's the
But
opposite.
yeah, exactly. Wow. We're solving that one and this one, so
Yep. So yeah,
great. Well, yeah, that's really good to hear.
cool. Well,
Yeah, I
this,
think we can wrap it up.
yeah,
Thanks,
this is
DJ, for like sitting through everything.
yeah, thanks. And yeah, have a good rest of your Monday.
Yeah, you too. Till
See ya.
next time. Bye bye.